Hello, everybody, and welcome to the ET Considers Everything podcast for Friday, July 29th, 2016. On this edition, I'll be taking a look at the MLS All-Star Game that took place last night in San Jose between Arsenal and the MLS All-Stars. I'll also be taking a look at NFL headlines from the past 24 hours that have caught my attention. I'll also be taking a look at some NBA headlines that took place, and a whole lot more. So let's get going with this podcast, ladies and gentlemen. First, let's start off with NFL headlines. Mike Zimmer, the head coach of the Minnesota Vikings, has agreed to a multi-year contract extension, which means he will stay in with the Minnesota Vikings for the next several years. Last year, he led the Minnesota Vikings to an 11-5 record and a NFC North championship for the first time since 2009. A very important task for them to get Mike Zimmer re-signed as the head coach. Looking forward to seeing how the NFC North Division plays out this season. Jordy Nelson will be back healthy with the Green Bay Packers. He was their top receiver. He went down in the preseason last year. So it's going to be fun to see how that division plays out. Also, Robert Griffin is the current starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. He will stay in that position throughout the preseason, but will be in competition with Josh McCown and rookie Cody Kessler. Also, in NFL news, we have the preseason getting underway next weekend with the Hall of Fame game. It will be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Hall of Fame ceremony is Saturday night beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on NFL Network and ESPN. Notable players and coaches getting in are Brett Favre, Marvin Harrison, Tony Dungy, Kevin Green, Bill Polian, and several more. So it's going to be fun to see how the Hall of Fame game plays out next weekend. I look forward to that, definitely. NBA news, David Lee has signed a 2-year, $3.2 million contract with the San Antonio Spurs. This is a veteran's contract, no doubt, looking to take full advantage of the San Antonio Spurs' position. They won 67 games last year and lost in the Western Conference semifinals, but they were the number 2 seed last year, so it's going to be fun to see how they come into this NBA season. The Olympics get underway next Friday, and the U.S. NBA Olympic roster is set. Notable players on the team include Carmelo Anthony, Kevin Durant, Kyle Lowry, Damian Lillard, and a host of others. So it's going to be fun to see how Team USA does in the upcoming Olympic competition in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. In soccer news, last night the MLS All-Star Game was played in San Jose, and Arsenal come back to defeat the MLS All-Stars 2-1. They won the game on the strength of Peter Cech having a great game in goal, and also getting goals from several of their top stars. So, great performance by Arsenal to start the 2016-2017 season. It's going to be fun to see how they do in the Premier League this upcoming season. Big props to Didier Drogba. He scored the goal for the MLS All-Stars. And this is only the second time that a Premier League team has beat the MLS All-Stars in the game. Manchester United has previously done it twice. PGA Championship update. After round 1, Jimmy Walker was in the lead at -5, shooting a 5 under par 65. Henrik Stenson was tied for second at -4. He shot a 66. And Jordan Spieth was at even par at 70. Other notable scores included Rory McIlroy at +4, 74. And Dustin Johnson +7, 77. So tough days for those guys. But we're currently in round 2. Round 2 is in progress as we speak. And Emiliano Grillo is in the lead at -8 with Jimmy Walker 1 shot behind him at -7. And Henrik Stenson 2 shots back at -6 in the clubhouse. So it's going to be very fun to see how the PGA Championship plays out at Baltusrol Country Club this upcoming weekend. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series is at Pocono this weekend, and Jeff Gordon will be substituting for Dale Earnhardt Jr. once again because Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a concussion, and will not be in the car due to Rick Hendrick saying that he doesn't want to risk his driver's health. He could be back in the car next weekend at Watkins Glen. Jeff Gordon has not committed to driving the number 88 car at Watkins Glen next week, but he said if he has to, he will drive the 88 car. Just depends on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s health and whether he wants to get back in the car or not. And finally, we have some WWE news to talk about. Brock Lesnar will be appearing on this upcoming edition of Monday Night Raw on Monday, August 1st. This will be his first public appearance since UFC 200, where he defeated Mark Hunt, but has since failed 2 USADA drug tests. So it's going to be very interesting to see how WWE plays off of this. I would say Paul Heyman will come out and do some promos for Brock Lesnar, definitely getting him ready for his upcoming match against Randy Orton at SummerSlam. 2 other matches have been announced for SummerSlam. For the WWE Universal Championship, the Raw Main Championship, it will be up-and-coming star Finn Balor taking on the former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. And then the main event for SmackDown, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, it will be the current champion Dean Ambrose taking on the challenger and former World Heavyweight Champion Dolph Ziggler. So SummerSlam is going to be very fun. We're only 3 weeks away from SummerSlam at Barclays Center in New York. Also, NXT Takeover Brooklyn 2 will be taking place that weekend. We have 2 matches announced for that so far. In the NXT Championship match, it will be Shinsuke Nakamura taking on Samoa Joe, and it will be Bayley taking on Asuka for the NXT Women's Championship. The Revival will more than likely defend their NXT Tag Team Championships, either against TM61 or the Authors of Pain. There's not news on that yet, but those are my guesses for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. But the top 2 matches that I mentioned, the Bayley-Asuka match and the Shinsuke Nakamura and Samoa Joe match, have been confirmed for NXT TakeOver Brooklyn too. And with that, that's going to do it for this edition of the ET Considers Everything podcast for Friday, July 29th, 2016. If y'all don't mind, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and as always, I'll keep you posted on sports news as I get them across my tablet. For now, this is ET Eric Tyler Mullins reporting from Pound, Virginia. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you very much for subscribing to the channel.